Hello, Facebook. My wife's finger is right in the way there. Let me push some buttons here.
Oh, no, there. Okay.
So I'm just waiting for anyone to join me. Today we are going to be making some flowers. Ooh. I'm only going to be making a couple, but I'll show you a couple different ways you can use them. So if you want to tune in, join in. I see Megan. Hi, Megan. Anyone else want to follow suit? Now's the time. If you end up not joining, then this will stay up on my Over the Top Magic page, and you can watch it whenever you want. So I guess I will go ahead and get started. So the flower, let me scoot back a little bit so you can see me. The flower is one of the things that most balloon twisters have on all of their menus. I say menu because I use menus at events, mainly because that way I know what's on my menu. I can make quickly and efficiently, and if something pops I can fix it quickly. There are some twisters that don't have a menu. I would love to get to this point where I don't need a menu, but a menu helps the child or whoever's looking for a balloon make a choice versus them holding up the line like, what do I want? What do I want? And then they name some obscure thing that's going to take you 25 minutes, and then you have to tell them, I'm sorry, I can't make that. So if you have a menu, they will know this is what your choices are. Pick one of these. And I got this idea, of course, from Holly Hopper, and it works awesome. So like I said, today we're going to do some flowers. We're basically going to focus on the two that I do most, and that's a daisy and a rose, and I will show you how to make each one of those if you want. And if you want to watch back and learn this, you can. I'm not going to go into huge detail on it, but if you stick around to the end, I will show you another thing you can do with a rose. I'm not going to teach it, but I will show you. So let's get started. We're going to start with a daisy, and I would ask you what color you want, but you're not here unless someone pops a comment in there, and I will go with that. But girls are the ones usually asking for a flower, so I will make a pink flower. You just put it on your pump. Put like 5 pumps in there. Tie it off, squeeze it, and stretch it. This keeps it from wanting to pop as quickly. Hopefully I did not just jinx myself. Okay, so what you do is you're just folding little tiny C's. Basically, it's a C, just like this. Okay, I kind of try to keep my measurement the same that way. Sometimes it does not come out the same, but to be honest, the kid does not care. I do try to keep them somewhat the same. I don't want big old one big petal and all the rest symmetrical petals. It looks cool, but it also looks strange. So right now I got a 4-petal flower. I'm gonna go for a 5-petal flower. Okay. It doesn't look like much, right? So I'm gonna position the petals. So now you got a 5-petal flower. As you can see, they're not 100% symmetrical, but it still looks like a flower. I do have enough balloon here if I want to go 6, which I probably will. Put that in there. And I will pop this off. And take the extra and just wrap it through the balloon. It doesn't want to come undone. So let me fix all these petals. Where you get a flower. Yes? Don't drop it. Especially at an event. After all that hard work, you don't want to drop it on the grass. So let me get I try to use a lot of dark greens for my flowers because when I make Ninja Turtles and things like that, I use light green, and I don't want to waste all those on flowers. So about that far. Burp it, that's what we call it, burp it, let some air out of it so it's nice and soft. I fold it into a Z shape like that. Do that again, and we'll grab it in the middle and just twist it. That way you get a sword. Haha, no, I'm just kidding, it's a flower petal. Or a flower stem. If I would have made the leaves bigger, I could have shaped them. They're a little bit too tight, but normally I'd make them bigger and you can shape them. And I will squeeze this up. Okay, and how many flowers do you see that stick straight up? Some do, but if you want to hand this to a kid and they want to show somebody, they're like, look at my flower. They want to be like, look at my flower. So if you bend it like this, now it's going to be facing them. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll take the end of that, put a little ball on there, place that in the front, send the rest of the balloon to the back, and I'll send that around. Okay. For now you get a flower that's facing this way that the kid can hold and walk around the fair or the party. It could be a sword, whatever. But that's the basic flower. If there's anything more basic than that, then I probably wouldn't do it. But I mean, this is good enough for a little kid because it's gonna pop anyway. If the kid is really short, I will make a shorter flower. Last thing you want is them to be dragging it on the ground and it pops. I do the same thing with my swords. A little kid, like 3 feet or less, gets a half-size sword, so they can still play swords and do that. So, and the other couple things we can do with the daisy, you can do this with the rose as well, but with the daisy, I pre-made one earlier. As you can see, it's multicolored, blue and goldenrod. And as you can see, this thing coming out the bottom, what you do with this is you grab it a little bit there and you kind of measure, okay? And by doing that, you just take that and wrap it through, and hide it, and as you can see now, you have a loop right here. So the kids that don't want to carry around a balloon, you just put it right on their wrist, and they got a balloon. And it's not tight or anything, so they can pull it right off. Okay? And if you wanted to go another route, I made another balloon. This one only has 5 petals. If you want me to do it with the 6 petal, I can. What you would do there is you take this, cut it, just like that. So now you have 2 pieces. And you take a headband, and you could tie it to a headband. Just like this. Okay, cut off the little dangly bits. Okay, so now I got a flower on a headband. If you wanted to wear it like this, I should have had my wife in this video. I mean, if I really wanted, I could slide this one over, take this other flower. This one just only has one little dangly bit there, so I'm going to wrap it around the headband. So now you can have 2 flowers on a headband. Walk around with it. And if you were to just make the two flower petals or 1 flower petal, you can now put animals on there. You can put a rose on there, things like that. But right now I'm going to show you how to make a rose, and we'll continue. So once again, I use my dark green.
You got a comment on my watch party.
I think I got a comment. Let me see.
It's on my party, my watch party.
I don't know what that means.
I'm sharing your video. Aunt Terry said adorable.
Okay. Well, thank you, Aunt Terry, for saying that's adorable. If you guys do like what I'm doing, hit the little like buttons or heart buttons or wow buttons. It's nice to know that some people are watching. And even if you're not watching now, you can still hit the like buttons after, when it's just posted. So let's make our rose. Okay, same thing, dark green balloon. This time it's a little bit different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 flower petals, a little bit bigger flower petals. 1, 2, 3. Okay, just like that. And if I wanted to, I could still, actually I'll come down and I'll make a small petal here. And so I'll make one more just so our balloon ends up going straight down. So it looks kind of like this. Okay. And the most common color for a rose, of course, is red. So we would do a red rose. Who's painting the roses red, right? That's not me, but that's a good movie reference. Alice in Wonderland. Okay. Now the rose I do is a pretty basic one. I've seen some really fancy ones and I don't really do those. I should look into doing those so I have options depending on how many people I have in my line. But this one is a basic one. What I would do is I would take my balloon nozzle, wrap it into the balloon so it's not going anywhere, like this. Okay, come up like 4 fingers, and you make a pinch twist, and another pinch twist, and let's do a 3rd pinch twist. Okay, just like that. Come back down, make a twist, send that underneath the flower, the rose green petals. Okay, so now I have 2 bubbles and 3 pinch twists. Come back up one more time, twist, and just go around those pinch twists. And so now you have a rose. Obviously, I'm not counting this part, so I can get rid of that. Take this piece, make sure I don't unravel it, and send it, just tuck it into the balloon, and now you get a rose, okay? And like I said, you can take this red part that we just made, put it on top of a daisy flower petal design, and put that on top of a headband, or just make 5 of these green ones and put the red thing there, and then put on a headband. And then you have a rose. Somebody said to make a little bit more complex flower, which what that means to me is just make it a little bit bigger. And let's go with blue. Okay. Just like this. Let's tie that one. And let's go ahead and do I have a light purple? I do somewhere. There it is. Alright, so we got a light purple. So let's blow that up around the same. I can hear the kids outside playing. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to tie these 2 balloons together, end to end, just like this. Okay, and now I'm going to make probably just 3 petals on each. That will make this still a 6-petal flower, but the petals are a little bit bigger. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, purple. Now let's do some blue. 1, 2. Let's wrap those around each other so they don't come undone. And 3. Alright. So this is for the little girl who asked for a flower. So I make her a flower. And there's not a huge line, so I decided to make her a little bit more complex flower. Okay, so we're going to take all these bubbles and alternate them, I guess you'd call it. get something like this. Purple, blue, right? And then you do the same thing. You can put the green one on there. You can make it a bracelet. You can make it a headband. And then what if the girl decides, I don't want a flower anymore. I want a princess wand. And then you're like, awesome. What am I supposed to do with this, right? You just take this, give it a squeeze, and you just twist these together. Okay. And now you have like a staff. And depending on what kind of balloons you have, right now I have blue and purple going on here. So I could just blow up an Elsa print balloon and stick that right on there. Yes. Or you can get more, you can put an Anna balloon on there. So let's just put this one on here. So you can kind of see what that looks like. Okay, so I just went from a complicated flower to a princess wand without having to waste any balloons. And kids like Elsa. I kind of make them sing the Let It Go song before I give it to them. Like, I don't want to let it go, but then they have to tell me to let it go, and I give it to them. And then, so I did say, I mean, this was kind of a quick video, but if you guys do like what I'm doing, hit the like, comment, leave a comment. But do leave a comment if there's something you want to see me attempt to make, because there's lots of stuff I've never made, and I will attempt it live on Facebook. So, like I said, these videos are just to keep me practicing, keep my, you know, I don't want to all of a sudden this virus ends and then I'm just out of practice. But here is the wand, or a flower. Here's the headband with flowers on it. Here is the rose. Okay. Here's the basic flower. Now, if you wanted to, if people wanted a bouquet of flowers, you just make a few of these and you connect them at the bottom, and you can just tie a balloon around them, or you could take a bigger balloon, which I don't have at the moment, and you could take all of those balloons and stuff them in there and do a tulip twist, and now it looks like it's sitting in a pot. So, but one of the other things I wanted to show you that you could do with a rose is this. The other day I made some princess balloons, Elsa and an Anna. This is a different design. I used the same head design, but this is a belle balloon. You can see her head and her yellow dress, but she's also holding the enchanted rose. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I put a rose inside of another balloon. Okay, and this is Belle, the yellow dress, and she's holding the enchanted rose. So hit the like button if you're curious how that works, because not that I would teach it, but it's something I could teach. It's this right here is the very first time I've ever done it. So wanted to see if it worked, and it did. So, but if you guys want to see more, tune in on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. I'm going to be on here with my brother-in-law. He's a Star Wars fan, and I don't have very much experience with Star Wars, but I know a basic body design, and I have some Star Wars balloons. Let's see. That's a Stormtrooper, and I got some Darth Vaders and some Yodas. So we can do a couple things with those, just like that wand you saw. Just make it Yoda colors and put a Yoda balloon on it. Kids have a Yoda balloon. So tune in if you want to see some Star Wars stuff. We might even be making some lightsabers, single ones, double ones, I don't know. But yeah, tune in tomorrow, 2 o'clock, and I will be making some more balloons. All right, see you guys.